Okay, we're going to talk about S4a midpoint first. That's what we're going to be working on. So I've got the points. We want to find the midpoint. And basically what we're doing is we're taking the average of the x values and the average of the y values. So I've got 2 points on a circle. They're endpoints of the diameter of the circle. Find the coordinates of the center of the circle. So -3, 5 is right there. And 0, 7 is right there. And so just looking at the graph, you know the center is going to be somewhere in here, right? So what we're going to do is, using this formula, we're going to take the average of the x values. So we've got -3 plus 0 divided by 2, and the average of the y values, 5 plus 7 divided by 2, and so then that's going to give me -3 over 2, and 5 plus 7 is going to give me 12 over 2. So this simplifies as -1.5, 6. So if I was to put that on my chart, -1.5, 6 is right there, right? And that looks like the center of the circle, doesn't it? Okay, so next problem. They've given you the midpoint, and it's between A and B. So I'm just going to do it algebraically. So we know that x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2, right? There's our midpoint, and we know the midpoint is -3, 7.5. And so let's plug this into our formula. So we've got our x values are x and -1 over 2. And our y values are 5 plus 10 over 2. And this is equal to -3, 7.5. Okay, so we only need to look at our x values. So I'm going to take a look at this right here. Is going to need to equal to -3. So let's make them equal. So x plus 1 over 2 equals -3. Okay, first thing I would do is I would multiply both sides by 2, and then I get x plus 1 equals -6. Subtract 1 on both sides, and no, what did I do wrong? Oh, oops, I knew something was wrong. Okay. This is x minus 1. There we go. Okay, so now I need to add 1 on both sides, and then I get x equals -5. Right, because we have x plus -1, so this should have been x minus 1. Okay, next page. Okay, so part A was already answered for you. They've already given you the sketch. So, so 0 right here, this is 0, 0, 0, right? Okay, and here is the x-axis, here is the y-axis, and going up we have our z-axis. Okay, so, and what information? They've told me that A is 4, 0, 0. They told me that B is 4, 5, 0. And they've told me that C is 0, 5, 0, and they've told me that that is 0, 0. So if you look at here, I've gone in the x direction, we're at 4, 0, 0. If I go in the y direction, I'm 0, 5, 0. If I go to b, I've gone in the x direction 4, and in the y direction 5. Now the z direction, z coordinate is 0 for all of these because they're on the bottom plane. So on this upper plane, the z value is going to change to 2. See? So, so here we're going to have, this is going to be 0, 0, 4. Oh, sorry, 2, because it moved up 2. Here I've got 0, 5, 2. Here I've got 4, 5, 2. It's been moved up 2. Here I've got 4, 0, 2. So this a sub 1 is just the same as a, but the z value is changed to 2. This is the same as that. The z value has been changed to 2. This is the same as that. This is the same as that, but the z value has been changed to 2. Okay, that's how you do A. B, determine the coordinates of the midpoint of the diagonal between A and C subscript 1. So our 2 points are A and C subscript 1. Okay, this is C subscript 1. So to figure out the midpoint, it's going to be, we're going to take the average of the x values, so 4 plus 0 over 2. Y values, we got 0 plus 5 over 2. The z values, 0 plus 2 over 2. So 4 and 0, 0 and 5, 0 and 2. So my midpoint is going to be equal to, so 4 divided by 2 is going to give me 2. 5 divided by 2 is going to give me 2.5. 2 divided by 2 is going to give me 1. And question C, explain whether or not you would expect A to C1 and A1 to C have the same midpoint. And the answer is yes, because if you go from A to C1, this is a diagonal going across, and if I go from above to below, this is the same diagonal. It should be the same length. Okay, so they should be the same length since the average is going to be the same. Okay, I'm just going to explain the process now, so we can hit pause if you need more time to think about this. Okay, determine the midpoint of the segment of A and B. So from this graph here, you can see that A is -2, 1, and you can see that B is 2, -4. So if I take the average of the x values, so my x values is -2 and 2, and my y values are 1 and -4. So -2 plus 2 is going to give me 0 over 2. 1 plus -4 is going to give me -3 over 2. Okay, now this question, so you may want to hit pause if you need extra time. Okay, find the coordinates of C on the segment AB shown below such that the length of AC is 1/4 the length of AB. So the very first thing I did was I found the midpoint from A to B. So to find the midpoint, I took the x values and I took the average of them, and then I took the y values and I found the average of them, and then I found that the coordinates of M coordinates of this point right there is -1, 0. Okay. Then using this point, I found the midpoint from here to A, and I called that C because we're trying to find the length of AC. And AC has to start at A and go 1/4 the length from A to B. Okay, so how do I find, how do I figure out the coordinates of C? So I know this point right here, the -1, 0, so I can take the average of the x values, so -1 and 1, and we're going to get -1 plus 1 over 2 is going to give me 0. And let's take the average of the y values, 0 plus 4, add them together, divide by 2, and we get 2. 0, 2. And then you can even see on the graph, it looks like that would be the case. All right, next page. So, write down the coordinates of point B. So point B, if you look here at your graph, we have to go in the x direction. We're going this way 6 units. So this coordinate here would be 6, 0, 0. And in the y direction, we've got, it goes over in the y direction 7. So if I go over in the x direction and then the y direction 7, we're going to be at x, we're going 6, y, we're going 7, and then this is in the z value is just in the 0 z plane. Okay, so there's my coordinates for point B. The coordinates for point A, well, A is the same, except it's just shifted up. The whole layer has been shifted up, and you can see that it's been shifted up 4 units. Okay, and then find the coordinate of the midpoint with the diagonal AO of the cuboid. So we're starting at O, and we're going to A. So O is 0, 0, 0. So I'm going to take the average of 6 plus 0 over 2, 7 plus 0 over 2, and 4 plus 0 over 2. And there we go. The second half of this worksheet will be on part 2 of the video.